Well, hello, good morning, and welcome to another video on MotoNZ.com. I'm Ray, riding my Tenere 700, and I'm on my morning commute to my day job. And for want of putting out a video, I thought I'd give you just a little vlog, I guess, on my way to work. Because, believe it or not, putting out a video every Monday is quite a big job. And I don't really have much to talk about. I don't have much to show you this week. But I thought I would have a quick yarn, give you an update on a few things, and ask you, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. The reason for that being, YouTube don't actually give you any money for the ads they place on your videos until you hit 1,000 subscribers. And we are rapidly closing in on 700. And being able to hit 1,000 would be absolutely amazing. And finally monetize what we're doing, so we don't have to make content that is an ad that doesn't feel like an ad, that you know what I'm saying. So please, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and help boost us over the 1,000 likes. What I do on this channel, if you haven't watched any other videos, is I ride a Tenere 700, I test out gear for my Tenere 700, and then I ride anything else that I'm allowed to ride, and kind of share with you my thoughts. And they are just my thoughts, they're nothing serious, but we also put out written content and photos up at MotoNZ.com. And I do Kiwi Rider podcast every week as well, which we try and share you the latest in news from the motorcycling world with my usual riding companion, my sidekick. No, sidekick's a bit derogatory, makes him sound like he works for me. He does his own thing, Matthew Day Gillett at onthrottle.co.nz. But what's going on? Well, last weekend, instead of doing an oil filter and chain and sprocket change like I was meant to, I ended up watching the V8 at Bathurst in Australia. But I do have oil filter, chain sprockets sitting on the shelf in the garage, ready to go, and I should be bringing you that video in the next week or two. Also still got the Beta RR430 in the garage, which I've been trying to get out and ride as much as possible. But you know, it's been winter, life gets in the way. I'm running two cameras this morning. Usually I just run the Insta360 1RS on my handlebars here, which is a 360 camera. It gives you whatever you want to see, really. Front, back, fancy sweeps. But I'm also running the GoPro Hero 9 on the front of the bike, which I'll show you some shots from. And I'd like to hear your opinion. Oh, hello. We KTM behind me. Oh, we're going to be racing the train into work today. How's that for timing? What's quicker? A Tenere 700 / any old commuter bike, or a passenger train? I can tell you the answer right now. The T7 doesn't have to stop at 15 different stops on the way to Wellington. So I mentioned the GoPro Hero 9 on the front of the bike here, and I'm running an ND filter. They call it an ND filter, a neutral density filter. And what it is basically sunglasses for the camera. And you find this on people use them on still cameras and cine cameras, semi-professional to professional cameras. The Sony FX6 has one built in. That'd be an amazing camera to have, but I don't have the best part of 10 grand. I feel like there's a few police out this morning. So we're running an ND8 on the GoPro this morning, which should be giving us, along with the manual settings that I've put in the camera, a nice cinematic motion blur. What it is basically, as I said, sunglasses for your camera, so you can control the settings on the camera in manual and get a nicer shot. So I'd love to hear your opinion. Do you like it? Do you not? What do you reckon? Does it look better than a standard GoPro setup? I mean, generally, if I'm running a GoPro up till now, I run it in manual mode. Let's get in behind this little 390 Duke. If that's you, make sure you leave a comment and say hi. The 390 Duke, it's a brilliant commuter bike. And of course, they put that same engine in an adventure bike. The 390 Adventure. I haven't ridden one, but I've heard a lot of good things about them. And I think the only thing they lack is a little bit of ground clearance. How close do you think I can get to him before he freaks out and goes, "What are you doing?" What else am I running? So I've talked about the two cameras. I've also got I'm talking to you on the Cardo ActTalk Edge, which is Bluetooth to my phone, and I've just got the memo recorder in the phone going. Audio quality, I think, is great. However, sometimes the noise cancellation is a little bit abrupt. It's like having a gate. Any audio editors out there, especially in Pro Tools, that's kind of what I've used before for editing audio, industry standard. You run a gate that kind of removes any audio below a certain decibel limit. Yeah, the bike, the T7, is definitely coming up for an oil change. I haven't been hugely motivated to do it because I do it every 10,000 and it's due at 30,000 this time around. And as you can see, I'm at 29,500. That's a good thing about the CP2 engine in this bike. 10,000k oil and filter changes. And since I got this bike at 1,800, it's been running a Scottoiler. I've got the X system 2.0, so the X system plugs into the battery, goes directly on the battery, and then it has accelerometers to sense when the bike is running, and will dose out the correct or the prescribed amount of chain lube directly to the rear sprocket. So it doesn't run your battery flat when it's not in use. And they say, Scottoiler, they say that they can, their system can as much as double the life of your chain and sprockets. So I was thinking, okay, my previous bike, the MT-07, basically the same setup. I got, what did I get? 20,000 Ks on the first chain and sprockets and 30,000 on the second. Sorry. I got 40,000 on my first MT-07 and then 20,000 on my second. We're up to 30,000 now, and I think I could push further. I think I could string it out to 40, but given the abuse that this bike is seen, all the crap on that chain, it's getting a bit noisy. Well, it's been a bit noisy for a while now, so I think I'll change it, go new, continue using the Scottoiler, because this commuting, you end up doing chain maintenance like every couple of days, and then you've got to clean it. And that's one thing about the Scottoiler, is you just don't have to clean your chain. Apart from when I clean the bike, I give it a wee tickle up. Other than that, the Scottoiler just does everything. And I've liked it up till now. It's been a great bit of kit. So if you're a commuter and you hate chain maintenance, definitely look at the Scottoiler. It took me about probably half an hour to install, and that was from not really knowing what I'm doing. It was pretty easy to install, and you've seen, if you've watched any of my videos, the hell that I put this bike through. So you can tell, you know, it's a hardy system. It's pretty solid. It hasn't let me down. Otherwise, yeah, please do hit that subscribe button. I try and put out a video every week. I haven't missed a week this year. It's been basically a year that I've been putting out videos every week, and I think we've put out some good stuff. Obviously, on a week's turnaround, the quality is not always amazing, but I try and always capture the story and share with you, take you on the journey. But it would be really cool to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark and monetize the channel, and then you wouldn't have to do anything to buy me a coffee. How does that sound? Currently wearing my 1-ton Apex adventure riding suit. It's kind of the warmest gear that I've got, and it has been a bit chilly lately. What does the bike say? We're at 11 degrees today. Balmy. Might see 15 later on today. Whew. Manholes are a bit abrupt. The other thing I was going to talk to you about, which I think is interesting, and I don't have all the facts, so forgive me on that. Have you heard of the new KTM 890 Adventure R? Quite a cool bike, very capable. Lots of videos online about it. But it's a bit groundbreaking in another way. So up till now, the way things have been is a new bike is revealed and released, and you get it in bog standard mode. You know, you get the bog standard base model, and then you add things on, right? You tick all the extras boxes in the dealership, or you go and buy all the extra bits afterwards. Interesting move from KTM. I mean, the Adventure R isn't the base bike, I'm aware of that. The Adventure R comes with a lot of fruit. You know, quick shifter and rally mode and all these other bits and pieces. And when you buy that bike, the 2023 model, for the first 1,500 kilometers, it comes with demo mode, which basically means everything's on. You've got rally mode, you got your quick shifter. Those are the two things that stand out to me, but you got a lot more. And then after 1,500 kilometers, it all turns off, and you've got to buy the package for it to be turned back on. Otherwise, you've just got a bog standard KTM 890 Adventure. Hello, Tesla. It's interesting that I passed that car right then, because that's basically what Tesla do. You buy the car, everything's in it, but you can't use it, and you've got to pay to unlock it. On one hand, smart move by KTM, I get it. Introducing another revenue stream. On the other hand, screw you for giving me the bike with everything on it and then charging me more for it. What the hell? I see this as opening the door to a subscription model. Can you imagine it? I have to pay a yearly subscription to keep rally mode on my motorbike. Even though the hardware is there, I'm paying for the software. Don't get me started on software. That's something that's been around for a while, and it's really annoyed me. For example, and I don't use it, but the Adobe Cloud Suite. You know, Adobe Photoshop and After Effects and all that sort of stuff. You can't buy the software. You don't own it. You have it on your computer, and then you pay a subscription fee, a license fee. I use Final Cut Pro on an Apple, and Final Cut Pro is owned and designed by Apple. And that's one thing that they have never done, is a subscription model. You buy the software, which I did in 2011, and I've been running it ever since. And I've had all the updates, and I've had all the extras, and I've bought new computers, and it's gone straight on. And from a consumer point of view, that's the way to do it. But I don't think it'll be long before you see subscription models for motorcycle accessories. I actually don't think it'll be long until you have to log into your bike. Can you imagine it? Saturday morning, you're off for a ride, you sling a leg over your KTM 890 Adventure R, and it asks you to log in. And there's a login with Facebook button even. And then you've got to do two-factor authentication, and you've got to pull out your iPad to confirm that it was you logging into the bike, and oh my God, where does it end? It's not going to be long until our bikes are connected to the internet. Oh, Terrace Tunnel closed. That's a shame, because that's the way I need to go. That'll be why all this traffic is stationary. It won't be long until you have to log into the internet to get on your bike, and then when you start your bike, all your mates get a notification through Facebook saying, Ben's out riding, why aren't you? I don't know. It's progress, I get it. Things change. What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think KTM's demo mode is a good thing? Love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, have a listen to Kiwi Rider Podcast. It's a free podcast available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Rover, iHeartRadio, all of those platforms. And we just try and bring you along for the ride when it comes to riding different bikes, attending events. And then when we don't have a bike to ride, we'll share the latest in motorcycling news with you. So thanks for coming along on this commute with me. I don't have a video this week. Let's do this video. But yeah, trying to put out weekly videos on this channel. And as I said at the start, if you wouldn't mind subscribing if you haven't already, that would be absolutely outstanding. See if we can hit the 1,000 subscribers mark before the end of October. That's a big call, considering we're at almost 700. I'd be surprised if we did it. But I tell you what, if we do, if we can hit the 1,000 subscribers mark before the end of October, I will do a giveaway. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I will give some cool stuff away. I will pull the strings with my contacts and we'll get something cool to give away to one subscriber. How does that sound? Oh yeah, he is desperate, isn't he? Yeah, he is. That's how desperate we are. What else has changed? Last weekend while I was watching the Bathurst racing, the supercars, I de-stickered the front end of my bike. Because something we're talking about, something I'm thinking about doing, and I've been thinking about it for a long time, is doing a vinyl wrap on the Tenere 700. I want to change its colour. Do I want to change its colour? I don't know. I definitely want to do a vinyl wrap though. Not just a sticker kit, but a full wrap. And I think I'm going to attempt it myself even. So love your input down in the comments. What colour do you think the T7 should be? I've been thinking, because the front end's white, I've been thinking about just wrapping the back end, having that white as well. But then some suggestions over on Instagram have been green, camo green, matte khaki green. My son actually said, well, he didn't say, but we found, because he's a fan of green. He said British Racing Green. That'd be quite cool. Can you imagine gloss British Racing Green? Somebody said red. I don't know if I'm feeling red. Blue, Yamaha blue. That'd be cool. I could see that. So let me know in the comments what colour you think we should wrap the Tenere 700. Love to hear from you. Otherwise, I guess I'll leave the cameras running, but I should stop talking because I need to navigate my way through Wellington now because the Tyres tunnel, which I usually go through, is closed, which is causing all sorts of havoc this morning. Because quite often you get an oversized truck trying to go through there. Oh, good work. No indicating. That's class right there. Tyres tunnel closed. Use off ramp. Okay, well we can use any off ramp because we're a motorcycle, and we can nip through small gaps, which is fun, isn't it? But for now, this lane's closed. We'll utilise this as far as we can go with it. There has been times where I've come up to the Tyres tunnel, which is closed, and by the time I get there it's open. I'll be interested to know why it's closed. What we'll do is we'll swap over here, just so we don't get told off riding in a closed lane. And yes, what I am doing is filtering or lane splitting, and that is legal here. I actually feel sorry for any place in the world, riders in a place in the world where it's illegal, because man, it makes life so much easier. I won't comment on whether it's safer or not, because that really just comes down to how you ride your bike. Oh yeah, motorway's properly closed up there. Oh, properly closed. I wonder why. Wonder what they've been up to. Usually if there's an oversized truck or something in the tunnel, the entry road here is just chock with parked cars. And I know they quite often do maintenance on the tunnels. They close them for maintenance. Maybe it's one of those days where it's just gone quite bad. There's a policeman up on the bridge up there. They're letting... Oh, okay, yeah, no, I'd say there's something in the tunnel. They're letting people through this way, but not that way. And there are a few cars up there. I'll do some digging when I get into the office, and I'll let you know, in case you're interested. But, either way, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate that. Let us know in the comments below what colour the T7 should be. Yeah, there's a lot of cars parked up there. Hit that subscribe button. Remember, if we can hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of October, there will be a prize given away to one subscriber. Keep the rubber side down, throttle on, and we'll catch you next week, I guess. Hooroo!